Hey, marriage is sweet. It can be a heaven on earth experience. Yes, you can achieve your fairy tale, your fantasy in marriage. And in case you're already married, I'd like to welcome you to say thank you for coming on board. Thank you for staying tuned with me. This is Gloria, Onoja. And in case you're just tuning in, you're specially welcome. On this space, you're loved, you're valued, you are celebrated. And a quick one, in case you've not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and hit on the subscribe button, like, leave a comment, and share with friends and family. On this channel, it's a win-win we do here, and everything we do on this channel is family-centered, family-focused, to make sure you live your best life and you fulfill the purpose for which you are created. So once again, I say you are welcome. Today we're talking about something really important, and that is tonic for a happy and fulfilling marriage. The bedrock for every happy, fulfilling, and successful marriage relationship is in the wife submitting to her husband and the husband loving the wife. Anything outside of this is headed for disaster. Anything outside of this is heading for nowhere. You're sure to have an accident at the end. So leaning on this bedrock in Ephesians chapter 5 and in verse 23 and 25, we are going to dive into the tonic makes for a happy, successful, and fulfilling marriage relationship. You have watched my video on building to last. It's a marriage series that I would encourage every couple to watch. Building to last. If you watch that video, you will understand that I said time and time again that to have a marriage that is successful, working, fulfilling, and happy, it requires hard work. You need to put in hard work, every effort, just like it is required in the building of a physical house, the structure of a physical house. And you also need to work with the site plan. Every building has a site plan, and that is why every home is dynamic. Every marriage is unique. Every marriage has their plan as God has arranged and has instituted it, because it is unique and peculiar to you. So I encourage you to go ahead and watch those series on building to last. I'm sure you're going to understand more, because it sets more a grounded foundation for what we're talking about today. So that being said, I want us to understand that having a fulfilling marriage relationship is not just a one-off thing. It's an ongoing process which requires that you keep working at it. You keep working at it. It's something that you do every day, every night. So it is not like an item on your to-do list. No. It is not an item on your to-do list where you can check on a box or an item and tell yourself, I have marked this, I've ticked it, I've done it, I'm through with that, and now move on to another list, move on to another project to achieve. It doesn't work that way. Marriage is not a one-off thing that you can just check and move on. You know, there's this expectation many people have of marriage, and especially young people, male and female. When they are about to get into marriage, you just find the right person, and then you get married, and then all of your dreams begin to manifest. You know, for a man, you just need to find that beautiful lady, who is so sensible, so respectful, who meets all your fantasies, and then when you need anything, she's there to give it to you, takes care of your kids, raise them the way you want them to be raised, and all of those, everything in place and in order, and the man, as a man, you keep thinking this is how this thing should be, and you have it in your head like that, and the woman is not left out on the other side. She too on her own end is just thinking, well, the day I'm just wishing the day I'm going to get married. Oh, I can't wait to be married, to that Prince Charming, and then it will just be like the fairy tale, and we'll live happily ever after. With all my dreams come true and all that, I want you to understand that marriage is not an end. Marriage is not a destination. Marriage is not something you think you have entered now. I'm settled. Very many people just tell you, say, oh, I can't wait to be settled. And what they mean actually is to get married. But actually, in the real sense of it, marriage is not like you being settled. Marriage is like an invitation to walk out that dream you have, to walk out that imagination that is in your head, to walk out that fantasy you always have, to walk out that Nollywood, that Hollywood experience, that Bollywood experience you always have in your mind, So you need to do serious level of preparation. Study so much. If you're not married yet, study, investigate. Try as a man to know what the worldview of women are. Try as a woman to know how men think. I was thinking of doing a video on how men think or respond to love and how women respond to love. But if you think that's a video you want me to talk about, please, I'd like you to leave it in the comment section for me. If you want me to talk about how men think towards love, or what women call love and what men call love, please leave it for me in this comment section, and I'll be glad to do a video on that. But then there is a different way people think, men think and perceive love, and there's a different way women perceive love, and all these things coming together, the understanding of it all and the preparations you have put in place is what is going to guarantee the success of the relationship you're talking about. So I know there was this time I had a friend, I have a friend that there was this time she was trying to get married, and I was like, preparations, what's your preparation like? And she was like, oh, if it's preparations, I'm done with it. I've listened to many marriage books. I've listened to many marriage videos, tapes. I've watched all manner of movies. I've read some books. I can't wait for it to begin to play out. And when reality came, I tell you, it was not easy with her. But I so thank God, because God stepped in on time and with the help of His Spirit and began to help her, and her marriage is so sweet today. So what I'm talking about is you need to put in hard work. I cannot overemphasize that. It is not a bed of roses. Having a marriage that is successful, having a marriage that is happy, having a marriage that is fulfilling, is not a bed of roses. It's not a one-off thing. It's not like that thing on your to-do list. It's far from it. It is a constant thing. And so I need you to also understand that marriage relationship is dynamic. It's a dynamic relationship. And so you cannot liken it to, every other kind of relationship. I'm going to come back to that. But I need to draw your attention to something very, very important, very crucial. And that's the fact that very many people think that marriage is love, just like a beautiful, sweet piece of cake that is just there at the shelf, on the shelf, waiting for you to just come and pick and enjoy. Yes, as beautiful as it is, I want you to understand that marriage is not just like a piece of cake that you just come and pick and begin to enjoy. Marriage can be likened to cake, and even cake itself, passes through processes. It's not just easy. Praise the Lord. It's not just easy. It's not just something that just fall off from the blues and then you just pick up and you begin to eat. There are many things that needs to be put in place. There are many things that need to come in between. There are many things you need to do, many work you need to do, many raw ingredients that you need to put in place. Many, Praise the Lord. So you must understand that marriage is not a piece of cake. And even if you're thinking about a piece of cakes, it requires time. It requires attention. It requires the technical know-how in order to put everything that needs to be put in place in the right quantity, and everything needs to be in place in order for you to have a beautiful whole piece. I listened to my small who talked about, marriage, and talked about him baking a cake some time ago, and then he said that he had the recipe book was there for him, and then instead of him to follow the recipe, he decided, okay, there are a few things he needed to put, a few recipes he needed to put in the cake for it to turn out the cake he actually had in his recipe. But he lacked some of those things, and he didn't bother. He just felt I could do without them, and he went ahead to bake the cake without them. At the end of the day, he said the cake came out strong, not fluffy. It came out strong. It came out like a stone. So he ended up being angry with the cake, angry with everyone around him, angry with, even the oven itself. So that's what happens in marriage relationship these days. And many people think it's just like a beautiful piece of cake. You look at the picture, you just want to have what is on the picture. That's what happens. You look at other people and you think that's what it is obtained. Just enter into it and begin and you begin to enjoy it. It doesn't happen like that. Even cake requires certain processes, certain things needs to be put in place, and in certain quantity and certain attention needs to be given to it. There is a technical know-how that you need to follow to make sure that you achieve that beautiful piece you're talking about. So like I always share with people when I'm given the opportunity to do an introduction of the cake in any marriage ceremony, I always tell people that this cake is combination of fresh ingredients that are put together and had to go through processes, the oven and all that, and before it came out a whole piece. So the best of marriages, like the best of every cake you look out for, are made from the scratch with fresh ingredients, carefully measured, skillfully mixed, and beautifully decorated. So I want to ask you this question. Have you been able to did you start from the scratch? My husband will always say that the only thing that starts from the up down is the grave. And I was also thinking that even the grave has to start from, somehow, I don't know, praise the Lord. To build it, it has to start from down, up. But then if you want to dig a grave, you must start from the top down. So, and that many people just feel like from the top. I mean, I don't have time for stress. I can't stress myself. I can't suffer myself. I can't come and kill myself like we say around here in Nigeria. I can't come and kill myself because of anybody. So you're not ready to put in the work. You just feel that it should start from up. I mean, someone should just appear from the blues and let him be the Mr. Right, and beard gong, everything in place, that beautifully shaped down self, everything in place, just wake up and you have all that you want to yourself, not knowing that you need to start from somewhere, the scratch, with fresh ingredients. Both of you are fresh ingredients that need to be brought together. Your fresh ingredients that need to be brought together need to be carefully measured out, everything in the right quantity, Like I always say, if you're somebody who is not detailed, who don't know how to pay attention to detail, you will not be a caterer. Yes, because you need to pay attention to details. You need to know the quantity to measure out on this, on that, and on that in order to have good results. But people just want it to start from top to bottom. It doesn't work. I mean, top to bottom. It doesn't work that way. You need to start from the scratch with fresh ingredients. Need to be carefully measured out and then skillfully mixed together. Your raw materials coming from different backgrounds, it needs to be skillfully mixed together. Those characters need to be skillfully mixed together. Those differences need to be skillfully mixed together. Those, those dreams, aspirations, they need to be skillfully mixed together. And then beautifully decorated. What people look out for most of the times is the end product of the hard work in marriage. But you can start today and you have the end product as what you always desire to see. So I'm going to draw the curtain here today, but I like to encourage you. Have you been blessed? Have you been, impacted? Has this impacted you in any way? Please don't forget to leave a comment, share, like, and let me know in the comment section. Please share with friends and family. And I beg you, there's so many people who are watching my video from, very, very many parts of the world, and you have not subscribed. What are you waiting for? That's at least a thank you I get from you by subscribing and turning on your notifications so you get notified. I want you to know that the next phase is coming and it's going to be very hot. Watch out for that next video and don't wait to be told. Don't miss out. This is just the beginning of the Marriage Tonic. I told you it's a series we're going to run for like 3 to 4 weeks. Yes, I'm going to be running this series for like 3 to 4 weeks, and please don't miss out. Do not forget something, that you are loved, you're valued,